Hi friends, today the topic is astable multi-vibrator using 555 timer. Now the basic block diagram of astable multi-vibrator using 555 timer. It has total 8 pins. 555 timer, that is astable. Okay. Here 4th pin and 8th pin. 4th pin is reset, 8th pin is power supply plus VCC. Both are connected from plus VCC. And 3rd pin is always output pin. 5th pin is threshold value and 1st pin is connected to ground with the help of one capacitor, that is 0.01 microfarad, which is connected to ground. And 6th pin and 2nd pin commonly connected, and take one more capacitor which is connected to ground. This is C. Okay. Next, in between 7th pin and commonly connected of 6th and 2nd pin, take one more resistor, that is RB. Take one more resistor from VCC, that is RA. This one is RB. We have 2 resistors, RA, RB, capacitor C. So this is the basic block diagram of astable multi-vibrator. Actually, that's the 2nd pin is trigger pin, 6th pin is threshold value. So 6th pin is threshold value. Both are commonly connected to one pin and it is connected at a voltage drop across capacitor. This is controlling voltage. 3rd pin is output. 8th pin is plus VCC. 4th pin is reset. 7th pin is discharge. Okay, this is actual basic block diagram. Based on this basic block diagram, you have to design internal structure. So in previous lecture we discussed the entire detailed internal structure of monostable. Similarly, we have to take 3 resistors. One is fixed R, another one is another R. Take R. We have 3 equal resistors and bottom value is connected to ground. The first voltage drop across the valve is, that is 1/3 of VCC. This voltage is 2/3 of VCC, like that. At 1/3 of VCC, that is connected to positive terminal, and here negative terminal is connected to from trigger. This is actual comparator 2. Okay. Next, the 2/3 of VCC is connected to negative terminal and 6th pin is connected to positive terminal, that is comparator 1. This is comparator 2, and both are, comparator 2 is connected to S, comparator 1 is connected to R, set and reset, and that is connected to flip-flop. Flip-flop outputs are 2, one is Q. Q is directly connected to 3rd pin, that is actual output, and the Q bar that is connected to transistor. First transistor Q1, then that is connected to 7th pin. So this is actual transistor 1. And similarly, take another one is reset pin. Take 2nd transistor, that is actual 4th pin, that is reset, that is the 2nd transistor is Q2, which is connected from V reference. Okay, this is actually internal structure of, this is actual from plus VCC. This is the internal structure. Now based on this basic block diagram, in this case second pin and sixth pin both are short circuit and it is connected across the voltage drop across capacitor. So this one is for comparator 2 pin is 2, this one is sixth pin, both are short circuit connected to one point. Okay, next, and in between seventh pin and commonly connected of these two pins we have to use one resistor. That resistor is RB. But seventh pin, this is actual seventh pin, take one seventh pin, this is actual seventh pin. Okay, seventh pin. From this commonly connected this point to ground, take one capacitor connected to ground. Next, from VCC to seventh pin take one more resistor, that is RA. So external resistors are RA, RB and external capacitors are C. Okay, here sixth pin and seventh pin are commonly connected and it is connected at voltage drop across capacitor, commonly connected and across the capacitor. So now we have to calculate this voltage capacitor, voltage drop across capacitor. That point we have to extract, and this is actual third pin. This is the major part we have to extract, these 2 points. But in this case you are not applying any trigger. Why? Because this is actual astable. Astable means this is also called as free running oscillator. Free running oscillator, that is actual no stable state. Okay, now based on this internal structure we have to design waveforms based on detailed operation. So in this topic, this is a stable multivibrator. You are not able to apply any external trigger. That's why always you have to consider only voltage drop across capacitor and output value. For example, initially if you take output in high state, that value is Q value is 1. Q value 1 means S value is 1. S value 1 indicates that positive terminal voltage is greater than negative terminal voltage. That indicates that voltage drop across capacitor is less than 1/3 of VCC. So that is commonly connected to this comparator 1 and comparator 2. The type of mechanism we have to design. That's why for operation purpose you better to take the first condition is, that is actual operation assume first condition is that voltage drop across capacitor, that is VC value, assume initially voltage drop across capacitor is, that is less than 1/3 of VCC. For example, this 1/3 of VCC value, less than 1/3 of VCC, that is commonly connected to second pin as well as sixth pin. That less than 1/3 of VCC is comparator 2, the response for comparator 2 and comparator 1. Next S, next R, Q bar, next transistor 1, next output. This type of parameters we have to extract. First one is less than 1/3 of VCC. That is 1/3 of VCC is connected to negative terminal. Already fixed value for comparator 2 is 1/3 of VCC. That is greater than negative terminal voltage. comparator 2 value is high. Next, same voltage is connected to 6th pin. That is already negative terminal voltage is 2/3 of VCC. That is due to voltage divider. But positive terminal voltage is less. So comparator 2 is low. So high indicates for S value is, that is same as it is connected to this. That is 1. R value is low. That value is 0. You know, in previous condition, the truth table for this S is equal to 1, Q value also 1, R value 0, Q value also 0. So Q is directly connected to output, so that is in high state. That is in high state. So Q bar is 0, that is connected to first transistor. That is 0 transistor in off state. Transistor off state, this current, that is IB1 and this current is IC1. IB1 IB2 both are zeros, so no current flows in this transistor 1. So that voltage drop across capacitor is charging. So here IC1 and IB1 both values are 0, no current flows in this direction. That's why voltage drop across capacitor is charging from plus VCC to RA, RB and capacitor C. So that's why this voltage drop across capacitor is charging through RA plus RB into C. Through this we have 2 resistors and 1 capacitor. This is the actual path. Why? Because no current is passing in this direction. So that is the actual first condition. And the second condition is, if the voltage, that value is greater than 1/3 of VCC, that is actual voltage drop across capacitor, and less than 2/3 of VCC. So that is greater than 1/3 of VCC, that is connected to comparator 2. Already we have 1/3 of VCC, but my input voltage is greater than 1/3 of VCC. So comparator 2 is low. Why? Because negative terminal is greater than positive terminal voltage. And same voltage is connected to positive terminal. Already we have 2/3 of VCC, but we are applying less than 2/3 of VCC. So result will be low. So low result is that 0, 0, S is equal to 0, R is equal to 0, Q and Q bar value is no change. No change is nothing but previous value. What is the previous value of transistor is off state. So what is the response of output is high. So what about voltage drop across capacitor is once again charging through RA plus RB into C value. Okay. Next one is, at certain level the voltage drop across capacitor is that greater than 2/3 of VCC. That is due to that exponentially increasing this 2/3 of VCC, that is connected to comparator 2. So that result will be low for comparator 2, and that same voltage is connected to positive terminal. Comparator 1 is high state. Low high, that is 0 and 1. For 0 and 1, yes, Q value is 0, Q bar value is 1. Q value 0, what about output value is low. Next, transistor 1, because Q bar value is 1, so transistor is on state. Transistor on state, IB1 value maximum, increasing this. IC1 value also increasing. IC1 value increasing means already that voltage drop across capacitor is charging through RA plus RB, but is discharging from capacitor C, RB. Why? Because here some current is passing this, and it is connected to ground. Okay, like that. This is actual discharging path. Discharging path, it covers only one resistor and one capacitor. That is discharging through RB and C only. You don't have RA. That is the meaning. Next, once again that input value is from 2/3 of VCC to 1/3 of VCC. 2/3 of VCC to 1/3 of VCC, that is greater than 1/3 of VCC. Greater than 1/3 of VCC. Comparator 2 is low. And the same less than 2/3 of VCC, that comparator 1 also low. So 0 0. Finally result will be no change. No change. No change is, that is in on state. Output value is low. This is also discharging. Discharging through RB and C value. RB and C value. Like that you can consider the response. And the last condition is, that is from 1/3 of VCC to 0. 1/3 of VCC to 0. So what about the result value is? For first condition is, that is comparator 2 is high, less than 1/3 of VCC. So positive terminal voltage is greater than negative terminal voltage, and comparator 1 value is low. S is 1, R value 0, Q value 1, Q bar value 0, transistor is off state. So that is output in high state. Once again, that is charging through RA plus RB to C value. That is actual charging response. We have totally 5 cases. Based on these 5 cases, you have to design the waveform for a stable multivibrator. First condition is, that is VC. Okay, that is the maximum voltage is plus VCC. This is actual VC. We have this line is 1/3 of VCC. This one is 2/3 of VCC. This mark is VCC value. This one is 0. Based on this, you have to get a response that output voltage. Okay. For first condition, less than 1/3 of VCC. You are taking that less than 1/3 of VCC. Output value, voltage drop across capacitor is charging. Simply that charging condition is. Charging through RA plus RB. This is actual initial condition. Now we are considering initial condition. That value is RA plus RB. Once again I repeat this gap. What you will be get this. Initially RA plus RB. That. Next one is from 1/3 of VCC to 2/3 of VCC. That is also charging. That is RA plus RB into C value. And the third condition is VC value is greater than 2/3 of VCC. That is discharging. Discharging. What is the discharging value? Is only RB and C value. This. Discharging this. Okay. Next, 2/3 of VCC to this. 1/3 of VCC is also discharging. Next, 1/3 of VCC to 0. That is once again charging. But in previous condition, that is actual. That is RA plus RB into C value. And discharging. Charging. Discharging. Charging. Discharge. That's why in initial condition you are having this type of response. In previous case you will be get this type of response. So you are having this output voltage. In charging period you are getting maximum duration. And within less interval you will be get discharging. This is actual discharging. This one is charging. So based on this condition, this is T on, this one is T off state. So finally you can calculate the total time period T on plus T off. That is the fundamental frequency. It can be represented as 1 by T value. So T on value is, the charging value is RA plus RB into C plus RB to C value. Like that you can calculate the total response for entire total time period. So in this condition, continuously you can generate this type of expression. So you have to observe this. Always time period, T on state is maximum interval, time off condition is only less period. Okay. So continuously you can generate this type of expression. This is also called as without applying any external trigger, you can generate continuation waveform. This is also called as free running oscillator. Okay, thank you.